Hello, 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 and welcome to another video and welcome to my car. I am currently underground in a parking garage at a Indigo in Vancouver. I live in Vancouver, and in this video, I'm going to be book shopping on a budget. Can we call it that? Yeah, because I only have this much money to spend, I guess. It was recently my birthday. I was gifted a $100 gift card and like best birthday present ever, right? Buy me dinner and buy me a book or $100 worth of books, like sold. Here I am. I only have today to do this really. So it's a Saturday, it's busy, and I'm in my car filming this intro here because there are people at the pay meter and I'm an introvert. I don't want to deal with people, even though I'm probably going to deal with people in the Indigo. Like, it's Saturday and it's a big Indigo right in the middle of downtown. It's 2 stories. There's a lot of people. So yeah, come book shopping with me and let's see what I can haul for $100. Maybe it's one book. Yo, one book, that'd actually be crazy. 2. There's a book I've been wanting for a while. It's like $50. So, or maybe I'll just get a bunch, right? What's better than just bringing out like a whole bag of books? And then I'll show you when I get home and we'll kind of go through it together. Come with me. The meter is clearing up, so I'm going to head out and pay, go in, go book shopping, take you guys with me, maybe grab a Starbucks, and then head home because I really don't want to be in public. So here we go. And we're back. Welcome back to the home and the next day, actually. I didn't do much. I came back and I just got so distracted with everything. Yeah, here we are. Wow, I got a lot of books. It's a lot to me. Usually I only walk away with like maximum 2. But the biggest part was actually the $100. Like, I didn't go through and was just like, I want this one, I want that one, I'll get this one. I walked through. Obviously, I know there's books that I want, but you know, as you're walking around, you see books, you see cool covers, and you're like, that's it. That's going on my $100 list, if you will. Yeah, and so I got fiction, I got classics, and I got technically science fiction. It was in the science fiction section, but I don't know. I kind of see it more as fiction to me. What I'll do is I'll just show you in the order that I picked them up and kind of what I was thinking. And there's a lot of books that I put away because I'm sitting there like I have this huge stack of books. Like, I was standing in the aisle just doing the math, like looking on the back of the book and going, okay, so that's $70. I can do, another 20 odd dollar book, plus tax. And then, so here I was doing the math, and I'll show you at the end because I saw something that made me put a book away because then I can get 3 books for, the price of one. And I was like, yay, more books. So, shout out to Indigo and their marketing of making the psychology of making people buy more books. Sorry if I look tired. I just realized I look tired because it's literally 6 a.m. All right, first up is a book that I loved. And when I say love, it was one of the first ever 5-star. No, I think I gave it 4. Oh, but the book was so good. I gave it 4 because the structure, if that makes sense. There's certain things in the book that I thought, man, we can do without this, And that book was the prequel to Jurassic Park, The Lost World by Michael Crichton. Technically part 2. Yeah, like stuff like this. And that's like in the first book, it was him kind of talking about the computer, right? There was, I don't want to spoil it. If you never read Jurassic Park, go read it. But he was literally explaining the computer of like the menu that they were at, and it's like, oh, the menu button's on the left, and then the next button's in the middle, the next button's on the right, and and then he would like draw it out. Also, like there's a lot of talking about the Jurassic Park was a lot of obviously like recreating the dinosaurs. So he kind of put like a lot of the like DNA patterns, if that makes sense, in the book. It's so like, do we need that? Even the audiobook, because I did the audiobook with it, I did a tandem read. And even the narrator skipped over that. Obviously, he's not going to read all like the ones and zeros that go on for an entire page. Because then the audiobook would just be 111000111111000. Sounds like a robot, when you type something in and it literally just sounds stupid. Michael Crichton's The Lost World. I'm pretty excited about this one. So here we go. All right, the next book, I was walking around. I did have another book. I had, it's called Deep Cuts, and it's by a Canadian author. Funny story, I was actually at Indigo, and they had an author doing a signing there. Oh, I feel so bad for this guy. I walked in, there's an author doing a book signing. He had his book there. I don't remember the name of the book. I don't remember the author's name. I didn't buy his book. Is that bad? I shouldn't laugh. I saw him there and he was like by himself and nobody was really paying attention to him. And whatever. So I just went over and said hi and like just wanted to see who he was and what he was doing. Like I didn't know if he was the author because he wasn't like sitting at the table. He was like standing up next to it and just kind of playing on his phone and whatever. So I said hi and we just chatted for a couple minutes and maybe it was bad, but I was just like, all right, kind of see you later. But anyways, in that chat, he was kind of right next to a table that said, Canadian authors. There has been this book there that I've been eyeing and he kind of recommended it. He was like, yeah, that book's like, it's decent. It's really good. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I just walked away and grabbed it. Now that I look back, I was just like, I go to an author who's doing a book signing for his book and I walk away with somebody else's book that he told me about instead of just getting his book. I should have been nice and just like grabbed his book and had him sign it and like whatever. And who knows, maybe it would have been awesome, but man, I feel bad. Is that bad? Comment down below. Like if I was rude, was I rude? Anyways, that book was called Deep Cuts. And it sounds so interesting to me because I've been eyeing it. The characters are like into music, right? And they kind of use their love for music that they create. I think they're also musicians. And I think there's a little love story tied in there. So cool, right? I used to be a musician myself. I created my own music. So, something I'm kind of into. And it was only like 250 pages. Like it wasn't that big. And it has an awesome cover. Yeah, like super awesome cover. I saw that Jack Edwards actually bought it on his trip to New York, I think it was, that he bought it almost solely for the cover. So I had that book. And then I get to the classic sections and classics hit me in the feels. I have a thing for classics. I have a whole shelf dedicated to classics. That's actually, the shelf is getting over full. And I have to have a second shelf for classics now. I saw these and I have like a continuation of a design, right? Where like all the books by the author are like the same cover design, if that makes sense. The editions, there we go. So first up, I saw, and I'm so happy they had this because the last couple times I've been there, they didn't have this. But I saw The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. And this is the Centennial Edition. And it's a Centennial Edition of his birthday, not that the book has been around for 100 years. But these editions are so cool. I have and it's got like the old, like that, like the old edges on it, which I love. but I hate at the same time. It makes flipping through the pages harder, but it just makes it cooler. And like, it's not a hard cover, but the cover has like a built-in dust jacket, if that makes sense. Yeah, see? So the cover's just like folded, and it's like the dust jacket is the cover. I absolutely love that. It's so cool. Anyways, Grapes of Wrath, I saw it and I was like, yo, I have East of Eden in this edition, so like just add it to the collection, right? And also I heard Grapes of Wrath is awesome. But I think I'm going to read East of Eden first. Well, that's a lie, because they also had, which I have a video idea for this, so kind of why I bought it, otherwise I wouldn't buy it, but Of Mice and Men. And look at this. It's like yay big. $13. So I got 2 books now for like, crazy how this is more expensive than Jurassic Park. But Of Mice and Men, of course, we all read this in high school. Yeah, ooh. He got the Nobel Prize for Literature for this? Oh my God. I just saw that. I just noticed that. An incredible story. Everybody knows the story. Although I see mixed feelings about it. Some people love it, some people hate it. I could probably read this in a day. It's very rare that I read 100 pages a day, but if the book is good and I'm just flying through it, I could probably get this done in a day. And that is also appealing to me. So yeah, video idea for this. It's a book I read in high school. So why not just try to get back into it and see if, I shouldn't say, I didn't really read it in high school. Come on, I was a student that never paid attention. So I really, honestly, never read this before. So I got 2 Steinbecks. How cool is that? Of Mice and Men and Grapes of Wrath. And this, a beautiful edition that is going on my shelf and looking good right next to East of Eden. I think I kind of cut up my story a little bit. I had deep cuts. I went to the classic section. I actually got rid of deep cuts for the Giant Steinbeck books. And then so I was like, yo, I'm spending way too much time in like the fiction. The classics are kind of mushed in with the fictions, even though they also have their own section. So I was like, I got to take a trip down yonder to the science fiction, because I love science fiction. So here I go trotting over. There's another YouTuber that I watch who had this in his book club, and I was so close to just saying, I'm going to join this guy's book club and buy this book, and that gives me a reason to read it. Because so many times I've grabbed this book, had it in my hands as I'm walking around the store as if I'm already sold to buy it, and then I end up putting it back on the shelf for some reason that I can't tell you, because I can't even tell myself, but I always put it back. Not because I don't want to read it, but just because I guess don't want to justify paying for it, knowing that I'm not going to read it soon, although I will read it. By the way, that other YouTuber, Nick from Books Are Sick, I absolutely love watching his channel. You should go too. Anyways, that book is Parable of the Sower by, I'm blocking it, Octavia E. Butler. Pretty cool book. Not that big. Pretty cool cover. This one's, they had this one in the science fiction, which I'm like, well, I guess you can kind of get away with having this as a just fiction. But I'm kind of into like apocalyptic stuff, even though I don't really have much books like that, which I guess gives me another reason to buy it and makes it more interesting for me. But I'll just read a quick blurb of it. When global climate change and economic crisis leads to social chaos in the early 2020s. Kind of sounds familiar, doesn't it? Almost 400 pages, maybe just 400 pages. Cool. And then I get to that table. And I had some other books. What did I get rid of for this? I don't remember. Because what happened was all the covers are kind of the same. They are classics. I feel like everybody's going crazy with the classics. Every single publisher has their own kind of edition of classics. Obviously, like the Penguin cloth bounds are like the best, but they're so expensive. At the beginning of the video, I said, oh, there's like a $40 book that I want. And it's actually the Penguin cloth bound for the Count of Monte Cristo, which I want to read that book so bad. Yeah, it's a long one, but I want to read it so bad. And I've kind of heard that the cloth bound is the best translation of it, the best edition of it. So, I don't really want to buy, one of the other Penguin classics, the paperback ones. It's like $15 or $20, which is a regular price book. Kind of want the clothbound one. So the price is literally the only thing that's stopping me. But then I saw a table of these classics that I never saw before. I never saw these editions. And yeah, it's cool that the covers are all in the same kind of design. But there was one book that stood out and it hit me in the feels. It literally hit me in the feels. And that is Tarzan. Like when I saw Tarzan, I did the same thing with the Jungle Book. When I saw the Jungle Book as a classic, when I saw this on the shelves, I was like, wait, the Jungle Book was a book? I remember watching this as a movie, as a kid, the cartoon Jungle Book thing. Everybody knows Jungle Book, come on. And I thought, man, I just have to read the book. And it's not that big either. And I just took a trip down memory lane, to be honest, reading this. While I'm here, that I saw that I used to watch as a kid a lot is The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which is crazy. Look how thick this is. This is a thick book. And this was a cartoon. I remember watching this as a cartoon with Quasimodo, right? Like it's one of those books that I guess should not be a cartoon, a kid's cartoon at that. But they made it into a kid's cartoon. Like this easily could have been a normal movie. Maybe it was, but and I thought, again, this would be a cool trip down memory lane, and it's a full-size book. I saw Tarzan. I loved Tarzan way more than Jungle Book and The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I loved Tarzan so much that I had a hockey jersey when I was a kid. It was a Colorado Avalanche jersey, I believe. So at the jersey store, I remember it's like a sports store, right? So I bought the jersey and then paid extra. Well, not me, my parents, because I was like, 5. Paid extra to put, a custom name on the back. I didn't put, Ethan. I didn't put Pope. I literally put Tarzan on the back of this hockey jersey. That's how much I loved Tarzan. Anyways, Tarzan. So I saw this. I peeled the sticker off, but there was a sticker that said $7. But then a bigger sign in the middle of the table that said 3 for $10. Yes, please. I walked around. Of course, they had Dracula and Frankenstein. All the classics, really. But in like this kind of cool kind of design stuff, they're all like this. So after I picked up Tarzan, I picked up a book that, again, I'm interested in, and I probably wouldn't buy otherwise. I wouldn't buy the cloth-bound version of this. I wouldn't buy the editions of like the Jungle Book ones where it's like kind of rubbery. But, just got such a good deal. So I got Mark Twain's Tom Sawyer, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. I also love this cover. It's so cool because I got a good deal on it and I like this edition. Just perfect timing. Right place, right time, right edition. To be honest, every time I see Tom Sawyer, I think of the Rush song. Right? Am I wrong? Yeah, so this would be cool to see. Maybe I should do a video that's like just reading these classics or something all in one video. I don't want to be that guy that's only reading, the modern stuff and have zero knowledge or awareness of all these authors that I love, where, they got their inspiration from. And for example, like, you look at somebody like J.R.R. Tolkien, he kind of started that, right? Like The Lord of the Rings is like, it's like the series. And anybody that has like a fantasy series or trilogy 100% has some sort of inspiration from J.R.R. Tolkien or The Lord of the Rings, right? Science fiction, people probably get a lot of inspiration from H.G. Wells. So I decided to get War of the Worlds. I see this everywhere, and H.G. Wells everywhere. I see authors quoting H.G. Wells everywhere. So yeah, I guess I just had to, right? So these are the 3 books that I got for $10. These are classics: Tarzan, War of the Worlds, and Tom Sawyer for $10. So I put a book away for these. I got cool editions. Maybe I'll buy more of these. Just, maybe I'll get Frankenstein and Dracula in these editions because they were nice covers. That's if I don't decide to get the cloth bound ones. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, 3 for $10, Frankenstein, Dracula, and I'll go get another one like George Orwell's 1984 or something like that. There was also Animal Farm on that. Yeah, there was just a ton of books that I recognize and saw on there, including like Fyodor Dostoevsky's like Crime and Punishment was on there. And even though I have that, I have 2 different editions. I have cloth-bound editions of Fyodor. Holy heck, that's everything. I covered everything. So that is my book haul. So let's go over this. Oh, is the 3 for 10. So yes, I got 3 for 10 of the classics, which came to a total of, it put it at $7 minus $3.67, which makes it 3 for 10. Okay, so $3.33 for each of these. Therefore, you get 3 for 10. Of Mice and Men for $18. So now we're sitting at 4 books for $28. Next up is Parable of the Sower. $25.99, $26. Where was that? 28 for $54. Grapes of Wrath. This one is $28 also. What did I say? It was at 54, so 61, $81. And then Jurassic Park. Well, The Lost World. This one is for $15. So that was 84, I think I said. $99? But hey, I went to the counter knowing that I'm just like a couple dollars under. I spent a total, oh yeah, no, math was right. I spent a total of $98.68, which gives me, a dollar 40, no, 37, something like that. Yeah, like a dollar left. I can't do anything about it. Maybe get a bookmark, right? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is just like a kind of sit at my desk and talk. And that is my $100 budget that I got a gift card. And I hope I did good. I did pretty good. I'm proud of that. Only $1 left, $1 and some change left. And I got books I really wanted, books that I just picked up on the spot last minute. And if I'm completely honest with you, I didn't think any of these books were on my list. I kind of went into it, said, okay, like I'll get this and maybe that. None of these books were on that list. So I think I did pretty good. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you in the next one, because the next one is a really good one. It's coming out soon. It's a really good one. Anyways, see you guys.